Capricorn, you must strike while the iron is hot. That's that old saying that is very true of what we see for your horoscope this month. Notwithstanding the combustion of Venus here in the 10th house, the Sun is really perfectly poised to give you opportunities to, ascend the ladder of success, so to speak. A lot of activity for you this month in the upper part of the horoscope, 9th house, 10th house, 11th house. We're going to talk about the 11th house in a minute. Here we see Mercury in the 9th house going forward on the 2nd of October after a lengthy period of retrogression, being retrograde for some time. That 9th house is a house of legalities, higher learning, and it's a spiritual sector as well. So all these areas of your life are triggered and may have been in a bit of a tailspin while you work out what the hell you're doing. It's important to observe the placement of the moon as it moves around here through the 3rd house, communication, and then it hits Jupiter and the 4th house, where you're going to see this full moon blazing here in the domestic area of your horoscope on the 11th. The moon is very important because it also has to do with your relationships. So anytime that moon is in its full phase, it should augment your relationships, especially being in the close proximity of Jupiter and having its directional strength there in this 4th house, the northern direction, which I might add can be lucky for you if you want to do something that's beneficial. Go north, my friends. There we see Mercury on the same date, the 11th. Moving into the 10th house, Mercury is a thoroughly positive planet for you, especially in its forward motion there. Lots of communication, lots of discourse, opportunity to teach, lecture, mediate, along with those other 2 planets in the 10th house. If you're looking for a new job, this is really a perfect time after the 11th of October to make your moves. Mars in the 6th house is very nice. It helps you conquer your enemies, those adversaries that are trying to take your position away from you. You can beat them hands down with this placement. A little bit of contention there on the 15th with the moon making contact with Mars. Pardon me. But I did say some bigger things await you. You must watch the way these 3 planets play out, and they are going to be joined by the moon there after the 23rd, when the Sun and Venus move to this 11th house. It's interesting because your past karma point, what we call Ketu, or the South Node, has been transiting through this area of your horoscope. The 11th house is your life desires, it's your friendships, your social networks, networking, that type of thing. And we're going to see there a very, very significant new moon on the 25th. This is going to trigger the opportunities that are open. The 10th house is the key to these opportunities, business and career opportunities. The 11th house are the fruits of those opportunities, the money that flows, the new connections that you make. So it's an important new moon because it's actually a solar eclipse as well. There we see the transit on the 23rd. Simultaneously, you've still got that problem, however. Venus does rule your career sector, and it is not comfortable there, being in the close proximity of the Sun. So there could be a lot of effort exerted to achieve the success that you're going to have. Fortunately, Venus will eventually move away from that proximity to the Sun. There it is there. It's gaining some pace. There's the new moon solar eclipse in the 11th house, bringing with it a new chapter. It could be a new circle of friends, some new opportunities that are presented to you by friends. It's important to keep your network close to you and to use the network of people that you've built on over the past few years. They are your ticket to success right now. And this 11th house has a lot to do with profitability as well. Just take a look here in the latter part of the month, the 28th, there's a movement of retrograde Jupiter back into this fourth house. That's showing some domestic circumstances that may need to be sorted out in the last couple of days of the month. That transit is going to be more important for the later month of November. We'll talk about that in next month's reading, but it's good to see these three planets after the new moon eclipse residing in that 11th house, bringing more and more opportunity. Don't be scared to go for it, Capricorn. Find out more at astrology.com.au. There's the chronological transits that I've put together for you there that tell you more on these and other factors of your life. Drop me a line if you need some clarity. Of course, subscribe. And most of all, I'll see you next month. Bye-bye now.